All right, guys. So the U.S. Supreme Court Thursday voted to end the eviction or moratorium that the U.S. Centers for Disease Control Prevention required in response to the prolonged COVID-19 pandemic. So the decision was a 6-3 vote of all three liberal justices. Dissenting comes just week after President Biden extended the CDC moratorium for counties with high COVID-19 rates through October 3rd. So with the moratorium lifted, so it's be about 6.5 million renters who are currently behind on rent will no longer have the same federal protection if their landlord decides to proceed with an eviction. So the CDC moratorium was intended to contain the spread of COVID-19 and to reduce the homelessness of people experiencing income loss because of the pandemic, which is really smart in a way. So which I come in agreement with the Biden administration on that, I'll say the least, because there's a lot of good working families out here. And yeah, I mean, something out of their control. A lot of people don't have the luxury to work from home. Even if they did work from home, they might not necessarily have enough money to reciprocate their regular income, if that makes sense, as far as paying their rent. So you got people out of work or people getting underpaid, because they got families and a lot of money go to elsewhere. And I was kind of disagreeing with the Supreme Court banning this. I get it. We live in a capitalist society. People can't just sit and just wait. Like, you just live in here. Like, come on, man, I need my money and companies need it. But at the same time, though, if I was in a situation, I just hope this will work, that if say your rent is like $800 a month, right? And, before then you was able to pay that, monthly, but now you had to get another job. They should at least give you 3 or 4 months with the moratorium, okay? At least 3 or 4 months, you wait about their time. And if you was able to get a job, then, if you were making like $2,000 or $500 less than you were before, they should lower that rent to maybe $400 a month, temporary, right? Until, you show paperwork, you show them like, what your job is, your pay stubs, your income. They can find out all that, legit. And they can like, okay, well, I'm still paying and you still getting money. It's a win-win. And then on top of that too, you're not homeless. So yeah, I'm working part-time now because I lost my full-time job due to the pandemic, but I'm still able to have a home. And this is why, I encourage people like to continuously to speak up on this situation here, because I mean, it's many ways they could at least did it. Yeah, you might not make as much money, but 6.5 million renters are actually in trouble right now. And whilst I learned too, according to the law, that the landlords cannot proceed with an eviction without a court order, right? So they have to have a court order, and they can't change the locks without that. So this is a really a damper move, man, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue. That's just my personal thoughts. I will actually at least try to lower the payments for those that that are have the ability to work, or they're not making as much money as before from their primary job, but they have a job, and you got to think about it. People got other things to pay for. So, and they deserve to have a home if they was actually had a good track record of paying their rent on time before all this. In response to the Supreme Court decision, Biden called on all entities that can prevent eviction to step in and continue to prevent evictions. This call to help renters on the brink of eviction comes with $45 billion in emergency rental assistance. Oh yeah, the ERA has been slowly getting to the hands of renters in need and frustrated landlords, and many of whom depend on rent for their own livelihood. However, distribution of funds has been notoriously slow, prompting Biden to call on states to redouble their efforts. States are will working through the first round $25 billion in ERA funds, distributing $5.1 billion through July. States have sped up the delivery of ERA funds. More recently, they helped 15% more households in July compared to June, and other twice as many as they did in May. Okay, the ERA funds is pretty good. But there are still millions of vulnerable households that are at risk of homelessness without immediate help. Still, the Supreme Court concluded that such relief at the federal level should be authorized through statute by lawmakers instead. It will be one thing if Congress has specifically authorized the action that the CDC has taken, but that has not happened, the Supreme Court wrote. Instead, the CDC has imposed a nationwide moratorium on evictions and reliance on a decades-old statute that authorized it to implement measures like fumigation and past extermination. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I will say this, it was great action by the administration for the emergency rental assistance. And, the thing is, too, if you having a hard time with your eviction, or paying your rent, of course you got to communicate with your landlord, let them know what's going on. And also too, there are areas that you can apply for the emergency resistance fund. You can visit the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development website, and it actually assist you. So, but yeah, man, I'm just praying for the families out here, man, and then the kids as well, man. 'Cause you don't have a home, you can't study, you can't work, you don't have a roof over your head. It's really no incentive to pretty much do anything, So it got to be a different way. But that's pretty much my original plan. I just want to go ahead and read this article to you guys and explain, my personal thoughts on it. I'm kind of in disagreement with the C3 vote from them banning the moratorium. It's putting a lot of renters at risk all over the country. So you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Tell me what y'all think, man. Do you guys have any solutions on this? All right, I'm out. Appreciate you guys. Deuces.